Good morning, Tom.
Hey.
Thanks for having us in on this relaxing Thursday morning.
Yes, unfortunately you were held up a little bit in traffic, so you've rushed in, you've set yourself up. I tell you what, you're probably one of the fastest musicians we've had at the studio for a while at least. Now, you're here to promote a couple of things. We've got Neon Picnic coming up next weekend, but before that, you've got your own show.
Yeah, on Saturday, I've got this beautiful outdoor show on the river foreshore down in Victoria Park, Taylor Reserve, which is a nice little park down there, and it's a show all about the cosmos and the Earth and all the galaxies.
And that relates to the name of the show as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, the show's called Cosmology, and it's quite a journey. It's me with my solo electric violin and a whole lot of electronic looping that I do live.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, if someone wants to come and see you perform, where should they go?
Well, I'll put you over to my manager.
Well, perhaps we'll get the details at the end.
Yeah.
Because you're here with your incredible violin.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe it to the audience? Because it is quite unique.
Yeah. Well, short of going audio-visual, it's a violin made by a guy called Jeff Stratton, who's an American who lives in Bulgaria, and he's been making these violins sort of based on a skull design for quite a few years now, and it's all carved out of local timber, hand carved, and it's a really beautiful, magical instrument.
It looks incredible. It's giving me real Pirates of the Caribbean vibes. That sounds wonderful. Is there a big difference between learning your classical violin and an electric violin?
Not in terms of actually physically playing it. In terms of what you do, I guess you could play all your classical things on one of these, but I think for me the whole idea of going electric is a bit like letting a kid loose in a room full of wonderful paints and canvases. So I think for me it's about a chance to express my own art, tell my own stories or relate to humanity's stories in some way.
Yeah, I know very little about the science of music and instruments. What makes it electric? What's actually going on when we hear those sounds?
Well, look, it's the same design as a normal violin, but the bridge has got a pickup in it, which is like a microphone, I guess you could say, and it just runs into a big amp or PA, and I have a whole lot of really cool effects that I run it through, just like all the guitar heads. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Now, how long have you had this particular violin?
I've been playing electric violin for about 25 years, and this is a new arrival about 25 days ago.
Whoa, okay,
so
it's brand
fresh
new.
from the deepest Bulgaria. Yeah, Jeff said the village he lives in is like donkeys and cows. So.
Well, it's got such, it looks gothic. It is kind of nice. It's got that sort of authenticity.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, you're going to be performing at, Neon Picnic, which is next week.
Yes, RTR's very own.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of things going on there. We've got a bake sale, sort of a family get together and hang out.
And it's a fundraiser.
It is. Have you decided your track list?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be doing some more obviously electronic stuff for that show. The show this weekend's more like a family thing down on the river, but for Neon, it's going to be a lot more distorted up and weird effects, and yeah.
Wonderful. Well, shall we hear some of
All
that?
right.
And does this track have a name?
Yeah, this is called Traffic Jam.
Very appropriate. You're listening to Rupert Guenther, who's going to be performing as part of Neon Picnic, which is happening next weekend. Before that, though, he will be performing at his solo show, Cosmology. That's on Saturday night. All right, I'm going to let you set up and step away from the mic.
Righto. I wasn't quite sure how long we have this morning because you very kindly accommodated us running late. So,
Look, as I said, it's all part of the magic of live radio. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yeah, well, that went all right.
That was amazing. Just watching you handle that instrument and those incredible sounds. And like I said, it's quite a gothic kind of looking instrument. And those are some really deep, spooky vibrations that are coming off.
It's a little bit different from a normal violin. A normal violin has 4 strings. It's got 5, so it's got an extra bass string.
Right.
Technically makes it a viola, but
okay. Well, I learned something new today, so
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
Now, what do you love about playing the electric violin? I know you mentioned about sort of the breadth of the sounds that you can create. I suppose what I'm really thinking is, what got you interested? Like, what made you think that might be for me?
Well, I think there's 2 parts to this story. There's the violin in a traditional sense, which I was just born into because all my family were musicians. But I think the electric violin deserves special mention because when I got back from playing in operas and orchestras and all the traditional stuff in Europe many years ago, there was something inside me that was of the restless spirit. And that's when I discovered I was really at heart an original artist. And so that just wouldn't let me rest. So I've moved into this whole creative sphere in the last 20 years of just playing all my own stories and sounds. And I think the electric violin is just such an obvious way to go because it opens the doors into so many different sounds and so many different opportunities. You know, I can play with bands, I can play solo in a concert hall, I can play in a car park. You know, any sort of stage works in the electric context. And I think, you know, just some of those sounds that were there then, I really love how it sounds. And I think it's about painting pictures, but I think as importantly, it's about telling stories. And I think that through music, even, you know, without lyrics, I think we can remind people of deeper aspects of their humanity. Because as I keep saying to people about these upcoming shows, you know, the human being in the last 2 million years hasn't changed a lot. We still need food, we need shelter, we need sunshine, we need company, tribe, all these things. And in our modern life, where we've become very kind of isolated from each other and from community as it used to be, I think music can be a really beautiful and very powerful way for people to remember what that feels like.
I could happily talk to you about your thoughts on music and the violin for the rest of the hour, but unfortunately we are out of time. Now, do you have a website or Facebook presence or social media?
Yeah, all of that, all under my name, Rupert Guenther. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, best of luck with your performance this Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, this Saturday Cosmology and the following Saturday with Neon.
Wonderful.
With RTR.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come in this morning.
Thanks, Tom.
And that was my guest, electric violinist Rupert Guenther there, who, as he mentioned, will be performing this Saturday at his own show, Cosmology, and then as part of Neon Picnic the week